Good evening everyone and welcome to another tournament stream. I'm a few seconds early but I can't wait. So here we are. Basically we are going to start it off with EG versus Imor tonight. So that's going to be great fun. That is not the button that I was intending to go to. There we go. It's having a little bit of an issues loading, but we'll see. This is the matchup we're going to start with, EG versus Imor, and after that we have whoever loses that versus Teal, and then we have whoever wins that versus the winner of the first match. So that's basically what we're going to be looking at today. I'm readied up so that we can't, that's actually I wanted to stay here. Basically, none of these, well, the top 3 teams of these groups have not been knocked out yet. So ASB is gone, but we have EG, Imor, and Teal. I'm waiting for the game to react. There we go. 7 Urks, Serenity, and Rati are still there, but Shard is out. Jones, ZGS, and First are still there, but Phoenix is out. And Sparta, Loka, and Hate are still in, but MFG. Mit freundlichen Grüßen. Grüßen. Sorry. Haven't spoken German in a very long time. Mainly sung Rammstein, and they don't really talk about mit freundlichen Grüßen. But yeah, anyway, they are out as well. So we have 12 teams left, and after tonight we will have 4 teams left, and they will go on to the next stage. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Probably going to be a pretty long night. You will see replays you've seen before, because there just haven't been enough replays since the update to not show you some of the same games. But we're just going to have fun with that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this matchup. Yesterday, the games between Asp and Teal were very close. And someone commented on my stream with a bit of a rude comment that had a core of truth. Basically, the games were very close because both teams made mistakes. But at the same time, whether they make mistakes or not, the games were epic mainly because they were so close. Never mind how they got that close. When it's that close, it's fun to watch. So there is that. Anyhow, if you want to enter the giveaway, you have to comment on the live chat. You have to post the damage that you think Imor will do in the 3rd game of this matchup. You have to post your in-game name, your server, and your exact damage guess. Whoever gets closest, the 5 closest one will win a battle pass, and I'll do the same thing like later on this stream for one of the other matchups. So yeah. Sorry, just having a bit of lemonade there. I used to eat a lot of cough drops during the streams because my throat would run dry, but so far, knock on wood, it's gone pretty well with that. Without the cough drops, which is actually a really good thing because I'm trying to lose some weight, and I know you're not here to hear my personal misery, don't get me wrong, but you will hear it anyway, because it's with some of my health conditions, it's very, very hard to lose weight, so I'm trying to cut out all sugar, which has not really been easy. The only thing that I cheat with is my lemonade because I hate the taste of water, and I don't drink tea, and I can't drink coffee, so basically it's lemonade or I just don't drink. So that's my main cheating point. Also, if you've already won a battle pass, you can always enter for a friend or clanmate or whatever. I'm not going to check whether your YouTube name fits your in-game name. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that you can only enter once per giveaway, so you can't enter for yourself and someone else in the same giveaway, that's all. So yeah. We got some nice guesses coming in now, and basically we just have to wait a little bit and see what's going to happen. We see the 60Ps being taken out in force together with the IS-7s and the LTs, and we see Imor going for a constant 1P as well. That has been there quite a bit as well, so I'm curious to see how that will perform in the hands of these players, because Imor is no Clan Wars clan, and EG is, well, EG. This is not like main Imor, don't get me wrong, but still, they will have trained with their main team, I feel like. And I'm not sure if you can say main team and second team, because it's not really the case, they're different teams. But you know what I mean. So yeah, 30 seconds before we go into the first game, we're going to go to Desert Sands for the first match. For the first game? I don't know. I always get like the matchups and games and stuff confused. But yeah. 10 seconds left to go. Also, if I sound tired, that is entirely because I am. And just to explain, there's a 5-minute delay on the stream, so anything that I respond to that you say in the chat, you will hear my answer to 5 minutes after I actually make it. So that's why communicating through the live stuff is a little bit difficult. So let's see. Yeah, by the way, until the second match has ended, and I will say that in chat for me, so not for you, but for me, to enter the giveaway. So we have endgame going towards the desert, but also sticking a little bit towards the middle. All of Imor, safe from the LTs. My camera is derping on me. I would like control back now. Thank you. I hate it when it does that. Carolade taking a bit of hit there. Potentially now in a very tricky position if Imor decides to get up behind him. They are driving through base B. They are going after Nicolade and Orca, who are going to sell their skin as expensively as they can make it, but they are going to lose a lot of HP here. And this is not going to go well for them. Egypt will have to respond, and they will have to respond quickly in order to make this work after all. Because Imor is playing quite aggressively here. But not all of Imor is there, and that is tricky because now EG has had the time. Nicolade is taken out, but Orca is running off. And we see some more shots happening. Basically, Imor is bleeding a little bit of HP. Winch is in a tricky position there though. Orca, not quite. Oof, he's nearly dead. He's not going to survive this either. That's 2 guns gone from EG versus no guns gone from Imor. Carolade is dealing with the concept 1B at the end there. Winch is almost gone. And there goes Winch. It is now 4 versus 7. And there is the tank left alive on 22. Ooh, there we go. Shrek has been taken out. But all in all, endgame has a very tough job, and Toby is in a position where you do not really want to be now. Imor basically has a massive gun advantage here. Last AFK is heading in. Upo is moving in as well. This is definitely not going how endgame imagined. And I'm fairly sure the game will be for Imor. They take out last. There's 3 tanks left. They take out Toby. Carolade is almost gone all the way on the other side. We are looking at blue steel. There goes Carolade. The first game is for Imor. Wow. That definitely didn't go as endgame envisioned. I can promise you that. Brutal. So that's the first game up and over, and basically only one guy of Imor, Shrek, died. One and a half minutes left to go until we go into the second game. We see some of the 60TPs being taken out now in favor of IS-7s. And they have to, like, wonder how this kind of happened. It seemed like a bit all over the place, but in this case, Imor was in positions to help them, help each other more than endgame. And it's those lone tanks that just kept being taken out. Endgame now ready in 2 IS-7s, 2 LTs and 3 60TPs. We see a Yo and an AMX 50B being taken out on the other side. We see 3 IS-7s, 1 Yo, 1 LT, 150B and another IS-7. This is interesting though. I mean, it's not all or nothing yet. It is double elimination, so whoever loses this will get another chance to get back up. But it is interesting for sure. Let's see. And here we go. Hey, Crisis just made a pun in the chat. Want to hear a joke about construction? I'm still working on it. Oh dear God. So here we go, the second game. Anything can still happen. It is a best of 7. But that first one will have definitely put Endgame on their toes. Now we have Winch and Keniotsu, that name though, spotting each other. Last AFK is there as well. People are getting spotted as they stack the tanks there. They have been spotted in the middle as well. They are now going for the caps there. And there's too many tanks there to be taken, to be uncapped. So that's going to be their base. That is very clever. Look at those fire lines towards Winch there. They did get that base though. And that is tricky. We have Nicolade all the way at the back on his own. Imor regrouping. But we do have Bigula over there. Imor now has 2 bases. And they are definitely not making it easy for Endgame. Nicolade performing the role of a sort of Death Star there. Endgame pushing through the middle. They do need to be careful though, there's a lot of fire lines everywhere. And their Yo is not yet reloaded, but he will. Blue Steel, preferred target. Upo has been taken out. Blue Steel getting clipped. And he's not going to survive for much longer. He gets taken out. Oh, that focus fire there. Depressia gets taken out. We have Winch that's now going to be focused. That focus fire has to be on point. They have to finish this and they have to finish it quickly. Last, they're all joining in to go after the Yo here. At the same time, Last is still running around, still alive in the desert. And Endgame is biting back. Much more prepared now for the baiting strats that Imor did. Base B is being taken. Winch still alive, if barely. He gets taken out now though. Base C is being stolen. Base B has been stolen. Carolade is moving in to take out Poseidon. Keniotsu is nearly gone. He takes the hit, but he takes out Poseidon. It is now 5 versus 3. Nicolade has made it into the desert. He's got friends. Bigula has been taken out. Keniotsu is the next in line. He gets taken out. This game is decisively for Endgame. And what a difference with the first game here. They caught Endgame unawares the first game. Now, not so much. And with 3 bases capped, they take it home for the second game. Fantastic game again. I love games like this. So that is the second game up and over. And that means that the game where the giveaway is going to... That was just in time. Stop. I'm guessing now. I'll wait a split second longer. We still until we have about a minute left in the waiting room. Hello everyone that's joined in, by the way. Pleasure to have you here. Honestly, like these games, I love it when it's close like this. And there we go. That ends the first giveaway. Like you hear this in 5 minutes, but 5 minutes ago now, it ended. Just making sure that I did press ready. I did. So that's all good. So the third game is where the damage... Oh dear, you're too late, guys. But I will have another one later on in the stream. Just continue watching and watch the chat. There we go. People that are entering the giveaway now, at least like you hear this in 5 minutes, honestly, my telling you this doesn't help. Or doesn't work anyway. So Orca does need to ready up though. We're going to Black Goldfield. We see basically IS-7s, a Yo, 60 GPs and some LTs, and that's it. That's basically how we have it all here. So let's see what's going to happen now, because so far the score is 1-1. And as said, there will be another giveaway later on, so just keep watching. Let's see, here we go. Endgame focusing on the A-ish side. A-ish and B-ish. Which makes sense, they have the upper hand when it comes to the light tanks. Aggressive move towards base B from both teams here. Shrek's at the back. Not able to get that in. And last AFK decides to not be there. Orca's in a bit of trouble there, potentially. They are now trying to cap base A. Ugh, I hate camera derps. Most of Imor is around here though, so that is a potential issue. But the lights are now removing themselves from that situation. As Imor stacks their tanks all the way up there. And now Endgame is moving in to base B to grab that. And I'm pretty sure that base C is going to be capped soon as well. And that will give Endgame a point advantage and a base advantage. Oh, it actually seems that... Oof. Imor is moving in aggressively here. They've kept both bases. And the pressure is almost gone. Winch is caught out though. Oof, that was a nice big explosion there. Winch and Carolade pretty much the sacrificial lambs here. But the focus fire of EG is on point. Winch is still alive, if barely. He is pulling back. And we have lots of support fire. Carolade makes it out of there as well. Base B is nearly capped. And they are letting them have it. Ball 1 has been taken out. So has Winch though. And now we have lost. Almost reloaded. He takes out Pigula. And we have lots of fire lines happening all around. Basically, the teams are sort of like wrapping themselves around each other. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Blue Steel is being left alone. Upo is now being focused on. And Blue Steel gets another nice hit in. Before he's taken out. It is 5 versus 3 though. We have Toby capping base B just to be safe. Carolade gets taken out. Olga gets fired at. That is a big hit there. And that's the end of Kaniotsu. Now we have Poseidon. That is next in line. Nicolade almost reloaded. Takes out Poseidon. And now it's just Strax versus 5. And he's not going to be able to take them out with one clip. Never mind that he's still reloading. And the third game is for endgame. 830 points now. Oof, big hit there. And it will be last probably that gets the kill. And he does. Pretty brutal game. And I like how Imor is sort of like doing this, the hyper aggression kind of thing. But it's not really working out for them. I don't think they expected endgame to basically adapt that much and just absorb it. So basically that is the score. I'm going to be totaling it up later, of course, after the matchup, while I'll let you watch replays. And then we will have a look at who's won the first few battle passes. And like I said, I will do another later on this stream. Because we have like 10 total battle passes to give away every stream. So I'm definitely going to do that. So now the score is 2-1. We are getting ready for the second game on Black Goldfield. Endgame now completely ready with 360 TPs, 2 IS-7s and 2 LTs again. Basically it's just a combination of that tank. It's a very boring meta, not gonna lie. At the same time it's kind of interesting to watch because of the big booms, potential ammo racks and the troll armor. On the other side we see potentially 6 IS-7s and 1 LT, so that's gonna be interesting as well. 33 seconds left to go before we go into the match. And then we will see how we have a Phenolade, who's obviously like named himself after the whole Carolade, Nicolade, Winchelade kind of thing that EG has. And he just always like spamming the chat with EG, EG. He's this big fan and yeah, I like the pun in his name. And here we go. Imor focusing on the base C side this time. Endgame going into the middle, save 1. We have Orca that is going to go in for the cap since he's not spotting anyone, I reckon. My camera is basically derping a little bit again. Imor gets spotted. Last has to be careful though, he has spotted the people going towards base C. Base A is being kept earlier, but only with 1 tank, so probably base C will be kept early, and that will give a slight advantage for Imor. But at the same time, Imor has lost quite a bit of HP already. Shrek's moving in, and now we have Balwan moving the same. Basically, Imor is creating some crossfire lines. They are trying to bait endgame here. And endgame, not gonna lie, is in a bit of a tricky position here. Carolade taking some hits. Nicolade getting shot from the other side there. Base B and C have been kept. Upo has been taken out. I missed if that was an ammo rack though. No, his turret is still there. Nicolade is in a tricky position. Shrex gets taken out. Endgame is responding and sort of like taking them out one by one. In this case, I think that Imor was not decisive enough compared to how they've been in the previous games. And look at how they basically... This is somewhat of a slaughter. He wants Nicolade. He does get Nicolade. Despite Lost trying to block that shot. The pressure is going to be gone on the next reload. Poseidon and Kaniotsu are trying to take care of Orca. But it is 6 versus 2. And one of them is a light tank. There goes Poseidon. And there goes Kaniotsu. And the game is for endgame. Very brutal game. This very quick game as well, I think. Let's see. Can I actually see that? Because I really... No, I cannot see that. Efficiency, maybe? Not gonna lie, that was funny. Oh, I miss like some of the old data. Not all of them. I mean, I like the looks of the new graphics and all, but I miss total damage as a team. I miss XP. I want to see battle duration. It's a thing. Anyhow, now Endgame is up for match points. If they win the next game, then they are through to the grand finals of this part. Of this double elimination tree, let's put it that way. Because, like, basically, all the stages that Wargaming has been doing has been double elimination and just, like, specific groups. And this is one of those groups. And one of the stages. Like, the final stages that the top ones of the groups of today will go into are also double elimination. 36-7 legs to go before we go into Castilla. We see a first TD making an appearance. Potentially, no, they're going to go with a 60p after all. 3 60ps, 2 IS7s, 1 268 and an LT. Versus a Concept 1B, 2 Yos, an IS7, LT, a VK90 and potentially a T62A. That is if he readies up, which he kind of just needs to do though. And my OBS is crashing. That's not good. There we go. He made it into an IS7. And now we are going to load in. OBS just reconnected. Hopefully. It's having some issues. Oh dear god. I'm gonna quickly plug in my internet. 1 sec. Okay, so OBS reconnected. Sorry for my lack of commentary for a few seconds there. I was trying to just quickly put in my cable, because sometimes it's the internet that is suddenly deciding to be dodgy here. But luckily, we're all good. Imor is going towards the base A. And we have EG basically spreading out a little bit. First blood has been drawn to the LT. Balwan has been spotted over there on the hill. Orca has arrived near base A. And we see the first block being taken there as well by Orca. Poseidon there to protect base A. Winch crossing over, taking a little bit of a hit there. But not that much. Basically, endgame is nicely spread out here. None of the bases are being capped though. None of the bases has been capped. Let's see. Sort of like a patient waiting game happening. We have Carolade on the hill. Winch is getting shot at. So is Pan Sultan. Let's see. Shots being taken. A little bit of blood being drawn here and there, but nothing too much. Carolade taking a hit there. Imor seems to be pulling back a little bit. Balwan is getting shot a lot there. And more. He might not make this. And he's got basically... When you use an LT as a camper like this, and they shoot people, they will remain spotted for a lot longer. So that is very important to note. Because that makes a whole lot of difference. Oof. Poseidon gets lit up there. And again, basically endgame is playing it very patiently, even if their starting positions are a bit aggressive. But the thing is that now Carolade is taking more hits. He has to be a little bit careful. But the focus fire, when people are in the line of fire, basically, is phenomenal. Blue Steel now moving in. Potentially going for the cap, but maybe just up the hill to give them a tank advantage there. Let's see. It is a very patient game. Endgame has the advantage. Especially as long as they do not have any caps anywhere. Now we have Nicolate moving in. Together with Orca. Going after Pigula here. Big hit. Letting each other pass. They are both still reloading. And Pigula has dropped down. But now you see the... that shot from the Blue Steel missed. But just like the HP just vanishing there. Winch is being pushed upon. And now we have Orca and Winch. That was an Amorak. There goes Sultan. Winch still alive. Pigula on the middle there. Dropping down. And that's not going to save him. Nicolay taking a moment there to take him out. And now it's just Kaniotsu. Basically, Imor started to move on all sides and they got murdered. And there he goes. 7-0. Never mind that Winch only had 72 HP and Carolade had 73 HP left. It's still a 7-0. So that is the end of the first matchup. Endgame is through to the grand finals of this specific double elimination. Wow. What a game. And let's see. When is our next match? In 40 minutes. That's actually... I'm going to start your replay. I do need a second though to fix something that I was trying to do in my haste to get my connection back up. So one moment, please. So basically what happens is that I do not have my own modem because I live in a house with a bunch of studios and we have like one big internet together, which is like, it's fine. Normal days it works fine, but sometimes it glitches a little bit. And then I have to basically unplug the cable for my TV from the wall and just plug in my laptop directly. And I can't do it both. I can't have my TV plugged in and my laptop plugged in. Which is a bit meh, but it is what it is. Anyhow, so we have a while to go. Let's see if we have any other results yet. That is still going. Jones also still going. Loka also still going. So all the other matches are still going, or at least the score hasn't been updated. So yeah, I'm going to start a replay for you and then I'm going to have a look at the results. And who better to start with than the guy that just said he doesn't like being at CD on Campestilla. Pretty sure this isn't Campestilla, but nah, it's that real. Much prefer that real win in a TD, Yusuf says. And here we are, Yusuf in a TD on that real. He did warn me that it is a little bit campy in the beginning. So fair warning to you for that as well. I'm really not for passive gameplay as well. That's probably why I stopped playing TDs, not gonna lie. I like playing aggressively way too much. So yeah, let's have a look at the entries that we've gotten. Let's actually first take a look at the actual amount of damage done by Imor that game. Basically, this is like basic math, but at the same time, I never trust my head these days, so I just like use my calculator for that. Up to the point that I will calculate the same thing multiple times just to make sure that I've gotten the right numbers. Because if it's the same, then it's all good. If it's not the same, then I might have missed something. Because that's I think the thing that I miss the most about my health and all. I used to be like very sharp and very exact. And I really hate that that's not really the case anymore. Anyhow, the score of Imor was 13,156. So now I'm just going to copy all the guesses that we've gotten. I do really like the opposition that Imor gave though, especially that first game was fantastically done. Some guesses are pretty close already, I like that. Some guesses are also very, very high. And then there's a whole conversation about tournament battles. Some names are just like seem like random letters. That's interesting, let's put it that way. And then of course after I copy all the guesses I need to check that I actually did indeed copy them all. Okay, 1, 2, counting for beginners. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yay, I got all of them. Thing is that I'm not actually seeing the replays that you are seeing, but nothing I can do about that. Basically, I really wish that I had multiple screens, because that would make streaming so much easier. Especially when it comes to actually keeping an eye on things. But that, like having an official desktop that can handle all of this a lot better, is pretty far out of my reach right now. But maybe, eventually, if I win the lottery. But we'll see. Right now, at least, I'm not in debt, so that's something that I'm very happy with. Okay, still at 13. There you go. That is the score. Let's see. 13,156. At least I did see him move a lot, so he didn't stay campy. Also, by the way, if you want me to show off a replay of yours, then basically you need to join my Discord server. I have a tournament replays channel that you can post your replays in. Only basically they need to be aces. Tier 7 and higher aces. That is what I'm looking for. And also, if you join the server now, rest assured you will get a role, but you have to wait until the stream is over. I can't open Discord on my laptop as it is, so I will only hand out roles after the stream is over. So let's see. I've got a few more replays for you, that is. While I calculate damage. My favorite map! Honestly, this is already my favorite map. It's barely been there, but it's just so gorgeous. I can't get enough of this map. I love the graphics. I love the positions that it has. I love the missiles and the clouds and just like all of it. Like, I know I'm biased because it's Dutch and I'm Dutch, but still, I love it. So yeah, I will fangirl over this map so much, all of the time. It's just beautiful. Oh. Panther 2, by the way, is a tank that I do not like when you have the top gun on it, but when you have the stock gun on it, which is actually gotten the most pen and an insane reload, it's so much more fun. Some of the damage guesses are easy because they're round numbers. I'm just calculating all the differences right now. Okay, so the top 5 that we have. First place is Trident with an L rather than an I. He guessed 13,000. That's only 156 away from it. And then we had Bezel 0815 with 100 points away from that. So that's 256 points away from it. Then we had Gary King 564 who guessed 12,592, which is 564 points away from it. And last but not least, and actually not last but not least, that was place 3. Then we have Lord Cantius who won because his guess is only 694 points away from it. And we have FJJIMENEZVIRTO. Yeah, unpronounceable nickname. Who also won. So congratulations to impronounceable nickname Lord Kentius, Trident, Bezel 0815 and Gary King 564 for winning the first round of Battle Passes this time. I will do another one for the grand final, so that will happen as well. He's got 8 HP left. That is not a whole lot, not gonna lie. So yeah, by the way, if you have one and you are still watching later on, know that you can also enter for a friend. So I can advise you to do that too. But first we're going to see Imor versus Teal. And then whoever wins that goes against endgame again. So that's when I'll do the next one. So yeah, now I can actually focus on the stream again. 8 HP, ladies and gentlemen. That is not a lot. Oh, Honestly, I need to think of a way to just thank you mods for always moderating for me, because you make this so much easier for me to handle. Because it means I don't need to worry about the chat, I don't need to worry about reposting things. So yeah. Panther 2 is actually not a bad tank, it's just not a great one either. Did the Black Princess do 2 damage? Not gonna lie, that's a bit special. Is he shooting HE? I think he is. What on earth? And there we go. 5 kills, 3.8k damage in the Panther 2. That's a beauty. We have 3 matchups tonight, and I didn't want to go 3-3-4 with the battle passes. So I do make 5-5 to basically keep it a little bit easier for me. Fantastic game this though. Also, one of the things I find really weird is that it just looks, if you see this, it looks like I played that battle. I did not. So that's something that Wargaming also really needs to fix. But yeah, enter for free-to-play players in the giveaways and stuff. Just like, if you haven't won, if you have already won, I mean, enter for people that you like, that you would want to have a freebie to. We still have like half an hour left to go. Pretty sure I do not have that many replays. But we'll see how far we can get. I'm going to show off Frank next. Different Frank than... Because this Bob the Clothstock, his name is actually a Dutch cuss word, which is really funny. But it's basically Bob the A-hole. That's what it says. But he's one of the most chilled out players that I know. And he's very, very epic. He's put the flamethrower on his Vickers. Vickers is one of, like, he's OP in whatever he tries, but especially if it's got no armor, for some reason he's even more epic. So now he's just basically looking to see if anyone is there. While at the same time being careful. Honestly, I would love to win the lottery. Thing is, like I said, right now I'm not in debt, but I do have to really be careful with my finances. Because I'm partly on benefits. I don't really have it, well, I'm not sure what the right word is. You did would say, I can't live at large, let's put it that way. Also, by the way, with the people that do win it, it is a March Battle Pass. You will get the March Battle Pass, let's say, March 2nd or March 3rd. If you haven't gotten it by March 4th, then by all means DM me and ask me where it is. I will hand in all the names to Wargaming once I've had the last stream. But yeah, for now we've got plenty of time. So just don't expect a prize straight away. It doesn't work like that. He's such a cheeky little Vickers. Oof. I didn't know the flamethrowers spouted flames if you destroyed someone. There's a rock there, Bob. Thank you, Potato. I will use it for NA tonight. Like I said, I can't start Discord now, but I will be streaming NA later tonight as well, so I really need to get more replays, because there's a lot of time between these matches. And now the last med is arriving. Also like the casual tracking shots and all of that. There we go. 2v2. Oof. He's not a one shot, but he's not that far from it. Oh dear. Oof. That's the thing, it's a Vicus. It's very light, it's got no armor. But it can do that. Oof. He kind of has to do it this way, but at the same time he just has to be so careful. Oh, that bounce though! Oh my god. Like, this is what I mean, he's so OP. Yes, asthmatics nil. That is why I said. That name though, you can't even pronounce that. Flimmensvirto? But yeah, like, I will be streaming 2 streams every day for, well, today. This is first, NA will be later. Then tomorrow EU and NA, the day after EU and NA, and then NA again. So there's quite a few streams left with lots of time in between battles. So plenty of time to show lots of replays. Like, I mean, this is only the first matchup. I just got a tag from Peter, who's streaming CIS server. And he met the first team that didn't run a 60 TP. And that's enough to tag our streamer. So that's saying something. 60 TP is so meta right now. So let's see, next one. Again, you will probably see like all of these replays again tonight for the for the NA stream. But ayo, that's fine. And like someone just said, please play normal mode. I do not play on PC. I can't play PC to save my life, and I wouldn't do that to you. With you having to watch me do that. Thing is, like, earlier this season, Wargaming started like the next set of battles right after the first set of battles had ended. And I'm actually, as a streamer, I'm more a fan of that, because there's just a lot of like dead space in streams now. And I have to stream for a lot longer than that the matches actually happen. He's found most of the enemy team. Leo's getting hit hard there. That's the end of the Leo. He has to be careful of the grill there, though. Getting in each other's way. IS-7 has so much straw armor, though. Oof, grill got the grill. Let's see. The poop bomb is not going to live for long this way. Nope, there he goes. This is basically the key to not being primary target. It can work out really nicely. E100 arriving. That's not good. And he's taking out his student mate. What for though? What report and why? What the hell? Honestly. That is just sad, not gonna lie. Let's see, 3 people left from their side. He got spotted there. Probably by them though. Yo, not looking too healthy. E100 now heading his way. Yeah, the hero is not going to live. Where's the grill gone though? And they killed each other. Oh, it's the Jaeger, sorry, not the grill. Jaeger is AFK. That is a very nice surprise. Because now it's just the E100. Let's see. E100 just missed. This, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is why I run calibrated on everything. Because a slightly better reload will not help me if it means I can't pen someone with Primo. Being able to shoot the E100 in the face is very important. Oof. Let's see if you can make this happen. Oh, that was more luck than wisdom, to be honest. Nice. If it's Muto basically just asks, so the replays can be masteries or they can also be first class. If it's an epic game, like I know that on some tanks, then the ace bar is really, really high. So like on the LT, for instance, because it's still a relatively new tank and it's very OP. Well, not OP, but you know what I mean. It's very strong right now, and that's why I would accept first classes like that as well. So it's more like just if it's an epic game, send it in, but do be a little bit critical. It has to be like epic, because it has to be like people have to enjoy watching it. Let's put it that way. So we still have 15 minutes left until the next match, so 10 minutes until the next room invites. I'm going to show you at least one more. Oh, you haven't even seen half of it yet. Like, half of it hasn't ended yet, let's put it that way. Because we have 2 more matchups today. Oh, I forgot to check what Venality was basically bitching about. Also, just for the record, because I think it was a countdown thing. Countdowns are perfectly legal and allowed, as long as you murder each other like normal. It's only an issue if you're rigging the game. That means that you refuse to shoot enemies, or you block people, or you push people into fire, that sort of stuff. That is illegal and can get you banned. But just doing countings is perfectly allowed. Let's see. I don't normally go towards this side of the map, to be honest. That's like a whole clip into that guy. And that's going to be the end of the Hori. What should be. There you go. That was more luck than wisdom. That's a Dutch saying. I'm not actually sure it makes sense in English. Yeah, that was bound to go in. But he has friends, mate. He is probably going to eat another one, yeah. But he should be able to take him out then. There we go. Wow. To be fair, I did say something. No, not. I didn't call anyone names. But if I get really focused, I do tend to say, like, don't forget to focus more. Because it's frustrating. Like, I had a game like that the other day. I was in Port Bay. And it was frustrating because the guy went over the hill at base C 3 times to just clip me. No one else, just me. And the team didn't even punish him for it. Like, getting focused is one thing, but the team not even trying to do anything about it. That was the frustrating part. Aside from the saltiness, though, he's having quite a nice game. But yeah, we will have Imor versus Teal next. Let's see, there's a juicy grill. Oof. And that's the end of the grill. This kind of makes me feel like this is the NA server. With the amount of chatter going on. It feels that way. I know it's not. I never understand why people feel the need to talk so much in-game. see. I really do need to play this thing more. It can be beautiful. So yeah, technically we have like 5 minutes left before the next room invite is going to come. I'm not going to show you another replay though. Saving a few more for after the next matchup. Because we will have another matchup later on. Let's have a look at how the other teams are doing, shall we? So yeah, we have Imor versus Teal. That is going to happen in 10 minutes. So in 5 minutes we will have a room invite. 7 Urks versus Reiti is happening in Group 2. First versus ZGS is in Group 3. And in Group 4 we have Sparta versus Hate. Let's see how this went. 4-2. That's interesting as well. And again 4-2. Lots of 4-2s. What happened with Serenity? 4-3. We had a 4-1. To be fair, I like it a lot more when it's not just a walkover. Because it just feels more even that way. So yeah, now we're just going to wait. And we have to just spend some time. You can listen to me chatter, which is like fairly useless. But yeah, just for the record again, countdowns are perfectly normal and perfectly legal as long as you murder each other like normal. And seeing someone from a clan like BPS, which is high on manners, get that salty over getting killed. It's just no. But yeah, eventually it's like my dream to have a desk, that's one thing. And then to have like a desktop with 2 or 3 screens, because that would be beautiful. I would really, really like that. And then just have like the stream stuff on one and the game on the middle one. And then the chat on the other one. So I can just keep an eye on everything and just... That would be beautiful. But yeah. Let's open a free crate while we're at it, shall we? I have 2 of them. There we go. And what else is new here? Oh god, the machine guns. Like, no. Just... No. To be fair, I'm not for the realistic stuff anyway. I'm all for the stuff that just looks pretty and colorful. Like of all the tanks that are in the store though, there's quite a few that are actually like quite nice. The defenders are okay. Not like super OP, but they're okay. Like I like the AMX defender. I love the defender MK1. T28 is something that it's not even that bad. I just can't win in it. IS3 defender is an all classic, but at the same time it's not nearly as strong as it used to be. AMX Pro though, this is a beauty of a tank though. If not for the fact that I have it, I would be tempted to get it just for this. But yeah. Samoa is okay. Emil 1951 is funny. The AMX CDC is lovely. AMX 1357 is nice. To be fair, it is quite expensive, not gonna lie. Poodle is not worth it. Rudy is a beauty of a tank. All in all, lots of, like, not necessarily bad tanks in the store, but overall I find the price quite high for them. For the most part, that is. So now we're just waiting for the room invite, which should arrive in about half a minute, thereabouts. And then we're going to get ready for Imor versus Teal. And after that we have a long break again. Just to check and be sure. Yeah, we do have a third matchup. And that is EG versus whoever wins this match. And there we go. I was the first one in. Oh, I'm childish sometimes. A lot of times. In the meantime, one of my favorite movies is actually on TV. But I can always watch it later if I need to. Godzilla, by the way. Like the newish ones. Like they're not like really great movies, but they're just so cool. Like giant monsters. What's not to love? Same with Pacific Rim. The plot is awful. The idea is quite interesting, but the plot is awful. But you have giant robots versus giant monsters. What's not to love? Just under 4 minutes left to go. Teal potentially taking E100. That's interesting on its own. And a mouse appearing on the other side. Of course, we are going to main ruins, and that does allow for super heavies. We see VK90 as well. Teal now having taken a T100 LT. 360 TPs, an E100, VK90 and IS-7. And Imor is going to take an IS-7 to Yos. Potentially 260 TPs, a mouse and an LT. Very different lineups. Meta-wise, I would say that Imor has a bit of a better chance there. But yeah. No, we see VK90 arrive there as well. So 2 super heavies on each side. No light tanks for Imor. Oh, Lord Cantius is a double T57 heavy when we next tune. That sounds lovely. Two minutes, 20 seconds, potentially 2 VK90s on Imor's side, but they're not entirely certain about that. Muto, in the meantime, is now currently breaking out in the movie. T57 Heavy was one of the tanks I actually I free XP'd. Because like this is one of the downsides of a press account. I had like all the tier 10s there that I didn't have on my main, and I tried them out. And I remember that when I first got my press account, I didn't have any of the tier 10 mediums on my main. So that's the first thing I did. I just looked at them and drove the high tier meds. And then I aced the STB on the very first match that I drove. And I instantly just free XP'd it on my main account because I wanted it. It was that bad. And I've later done the same with the T57 Heavy because I just loved it. That being said though, I'm currently at the level that I've got more free XP than I will ever need unless Wargaming releases like 7 lines at the same time. And enough credits to buy all of them as well and equip them and everything. So basically I don't have to grind anything ever again. And I don't intend to, because it's a lot more fun to not have to grind. So yeah, Imor has decided to stick with 2 IS-7s, 2 Yos, 160 TP, a VK90 and a mouse versus an LT, 360 TPs, an E100, a VK90 and 1 IS-7. No, not in the next matchup. It's going to happen between Endgame and whoever wins this. T54E1, by the way, is a fun tank. Relatively hard to ace. Because it's very strong, but it's lovely. And here we go into the first match. let's see. I wonder if Imor is going to run that sort of hyper aggression again. Camera's being a bit derpy again. Teal moving towards base A and B, with Simone heading towards base C to get that early cap advantage. The real Pali moving into base B quite aggressively, but he might be able to get away with it. If he does, that will give them a nice advantage. No, he gets reset there. Oof. Big hits happening in the middle, but at the same time they are now being pushed against. But base B is theirs. So Pali, by the way, got the base there. Little bits of bleeding happening. Itachi and Yanitastic have to be careful to not let anyone get behind them. Base C is being stolen. Now IS-7 appearing there. And Teal is letting that happen. Even though base A is like unprotected by them. They seem content to wait. And now the Yos, having sensed that as well, are moving into base A, which will give them the advantage. At the same time, with the IS-7 there on the ramp, he will be able to get shots into the E100 and potentially in Moria as well. Base A has been kept. The advantage that Teal now has is not going to last long. The real Husky is on his own versus 3 tanks. Losing a lot of HP very quickly. This is not going as intended, I'm fairly certain. And Teal is pushing on the other side, going after the mouse and the VK90. And this is the thing, they can absorb a lot of shots. And Teal is losing a lot of HP pushing into this, getting in each other's way. The real Husky has been taken out. There goes Pan Sultan. But look at the amount of HP. It cost them another tank to take out one of theirs. This does not go as intended for Teal. There goes the E100. Timon running away. Yanitastic now next to line, getting slaughtered. As well as Itachi. The Yo is going to finish him off. And while I understand, basically this started and fell with the real Husky underestimating how many tanks there were at base A. The real Pali now almost gone. Yanitastic almost gone. They're leaving him to Shreks. And Timon still alive. But that's not going to, even if he does survive this, which he won't. There he goes. They win on points. Pretty brutal game. As said, not quite how to expected this to go, I reckon. And I understand that they pushed when their VK was pushed. The thing is that I always say that most of the pro teams, they focus the mouse last, and there's a reason for that. Tanks, super heavies, tend to bounce a lot of shots. The potential exception to this is the E100, because the E100 can get premoed quite easily. For most people, at least, when you run calibrated shells. But they absorbed a lot of shots, and in this case, Teal also got in each other's way, which didn't help matters. So, 55 seconds left to go before we go into the second game on main runes. And Teal is now taking an LT, 360 TPs, an E100, a VK90 and an IS-7, versus 2 IS-7s, 260 TPs, a VK90, a Yo and a mouse. No pressure just yet. Like I said before, it's the best of 7, which means that the first to 4 victories is actually the one that is going to go through. The pressure for the matchup is there though, because whoever loses this is out of the tournament. But then whoever wins this has to go up against the end game, so there's that as well. 6 seconds before we go into the second game of this matchup. And here we go. Let's see. Teal put up a fantastic fight yesterday. Not flawless, but beautiful to watch. Some very out of the box thinking. And now Teal is mainly focusing on the middle. With Timon again heading towards base C, but now Bigula is going to ride there early on. And he decides to not be there. Which makes sense, because you don't really want to be there. That also means that Bigula is now in the position to just cap the base early on. They're ready for the real Pali now, capping. So he's getting decapped. There's some fire. Base B just keeps getting reset here. Even though they do bleed for it a little bit. They have base C though, so even if they take base B now, the pressure is not really there. But we see a sort of mirror tactic going on. They might go after base A, which is what Delirium seems to be doing. But as long as they do not have base B, they do not have that advantage. And they're actually 70 points behind. A little bit more. Bigula losing a little bit of HP there, or a lot. Teal content to bleed people a little bit. Shrek's not necessarily being pushed. But Imor is pretty much stacked. Itachi taking a hit there. Upo, I think, wants to go. But does not really get the call that it's okay to go. Because she keeps pushing and then pulling backwards again. Base B is basically unobtainable right now. Real Pali content to sit there. Now we have Delirium getting shot by the Yo, who takes a hit back. Oof, that's a big hit into Pansultan there. They're slowly but surely bleeding Imor here. But they're still well behind on points. So that is an issue on its own. Timon waiting in the spawn. Another big hit on Pansultan. Moria shooting underneath the VK, underneath the mouse. And they're literally blocking each other now. But they have to be careful not to bleed too much. The real Pali is being pushed on, but Balwan paid for it with his life. Pansultan losing more HP here. Camera going rogue again. There we go. Pansultan gets taken out here. Real Pali still alive and protected. Upo now being pushed on. With that kill, they've taken over the point advantage. And they want that mouse. There's also Shrek's there. Pali gets that. Oh, he got dunked on. Can he also take him out with his body, basically? Shrex has been taken out. It is 6 versus 2. 880 points for Teal. This is Teal's game. Yannitastic losing a lot of HP quite quickly here. And that shot not padding. But there's just too many guns here. Yannitastic will get taken out, but it's not going to be enough. And now we only have Pegula left. With just too many guns around. And kapoof. Basically, I'm looking at the chat right now. But yeah, that was a brutal game. And now the score is back to 1-1. My game is being a little bit slow though. So I'm happy to ready up and get ready for the next one. We are moving on to Fort Despair this time. Basically, like, the camera derping is actually just my laptop having issues handling all of it. That's pretty much it. Like, it's running iTunes, OBS, the game. I've got Word open. I've got the live control room open because I need to copy the chat. Like, it's actually a lot easier without the giveaways. Because then I can close Firefox. And I don't need to pay attention to that. Like, I would even, like, this would also be easy. If I had a desktop, I could just stream on that. And I could do the giveaway stuff on my laptop. It would be so easy. Not yet. No one, the mods are replying. Basically anything I say. Like, there's no giveaway yet. I'm doing that with the next matchup. So yeah, for Fort Despair, we see Teal now taking 3 60 TPs, a Yo, a Constant 1B, and 2 IS7s. Versus 2 IS7s, 2 Yos, 2 60 TPs, and a VK90. 10 seconds left to go. Anything can still happen. It is 1-1. It is a best of 7, so the first to 4 points is actually through to the next round. Where they face endgame again, so yeah, there's that. And here we go. So let's see. I keep like having to load into the games before in the maps. Like, I create a room before I start the stream. And I just go into all the maps that they will be playing on, because that is announced. And then I will load into the game in time. Teal focus on the A and B side. Imor doing something similar but sending someone to C as well. IS7's having the function of a medium here. Upo has been spotted. First blood has been drawn. Everyone is getting shot at. Base B has been capped, so that's a bit of an advantage for Teal here. But they do have to be careful. Just look at this, look at this, look at this. Pegula and Kaniotsu arriving at the back. Tracking Itachi there. Itachi not actually shooting. He does get a big hit in there. Simone pushing forwards. Itachi now being rushed. He's not completely alone though. Upo has been taken out. Simone not looking too healthy. Itachi not looking too healthy either. Teal is moving in. But they have to be careful. Simone gets taken out. Pegula not looking too healthy either. Shrex gets taken out. And there goes Pegula. 3 guns gone from Imor. 1 gun gone from Teal. And they are trying their best to focus fire here. Kaniotsu is the preferred target. There goes Rux as well, though. Now we have Pan Sultan and Okrutnik and Balwan left. And Kyo is going after the Yo. There goes Okrutnik. Pretty sure that Kyo is not going to survive this, or Kyo, however you want to pronounce it. Big hits into the Yo though. There goes Kyo, I don't know. But with 4 versus 2, it is fairly certain who's going to win this. Yo, obviously the preferred target, because he's juicier. And Pan Sultan is the last one left, and the game is for Teal. Very clever gameplay, and it's actually the... I love the move where they really tried to snuck up on the 60 DPs, but they didn't really follow through with that. But it did allow Teal to just react on the other side. So now it is 2-1 for Teal. And we are getting ready for the second match on Fort Despair. We see E3s being taken out by Teal. 2 of them potentially. That's very interesting, not gonna lie. We see an IS-7, 2 60 TPs, an IS-4, 2 E3s and a VK-90. That is a very unconventional lineup. And on the other side we see potentially 5 IS-7s, 1 Concept 1B, 4 IS-7s, a 60 TP and a Yo. These lineups though. E3s, not even just 1 but double E3. That's gonna be interesting to see. We don't see TDs very often these days in like the whole tournament scene. Especially not when it's intense, but 2 of them even? Like, yes, they can hold their own, but at the same time, having a tank with no turret is also a bit of a weakness. We'll see. 16 seconds left to go before we go into the 4th match of this best of 7. And unlike every, we still have to see 1 match without 60 DPs. They're always there. They're pretty much the most meta tank right now. That and the IS-7. So let's go. Very curious to see how this will go with those E3s. That's a pretty camo. That looks really nice on the 60 TP. Thing is, I tend to not waste camos or basically certificates on tanks that have a legendary camo, because I always feel like it's such a waste to do. Teal now focusing on the base C side, with the E3s overlooking base B. Delirium already getting shot at. Simone going for a quick cap there, potentially. All of Imor is on the other side, aside from those 2 lone tanks over there. Delirium shooting. Simone now putting back. They have the base. And now we have Pan Sultan moving into base B. He's not daring it though, Delirium. Which I think is a good call. The E3s are patiently waiting. So there's a bit of a fear factor there. They haven't been spotted yet. They have the point advantage because they kept base C earlier. Teal seems content to wait. This camo though. That's the button I was looking for. Rock's now moving in a little bit. But there's no clear shot yet, so he doesn't take it. The other one also hiding. Delirium bleeding a tiny little bit there. But not much is happening. At this point though, I would say that Delirium is tank at risk here. Because he's the one that is sort of like on his own in a precarious position. No one is going for base A, which makes sense because it's like completely in the middle. And would easily get E3 there. Let's see. Delirium being bled a tiny little bit. Even though he's unspotted now. That one missed him though. Wonder if he's going to do that again. Yeah, he does keep doing it. With that way, they kind of know that he's still there. They just don't know if it's doing damage or not. Let's see. Oh, now he's not doing it anymore. And we see that now Imor is reacting. They are stacking their tanks. The E3s are getting ready for the push. They sense it. But so does the rest of Teal. They all stack behind Delirium, expecting him to be pushed. There's weakness in their lineup though, with Delirium over there and the E3s over here. That is going to be tricky. And now we have Imor moving. They do get spotted. We see the first shot going in. And now the E3 is getting shot at. And taking damage. Big hits happening. They are attempting to cap base A. And that's going to be something that needs to be stopped. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to win this. Now we have Teal moving in quickly. The E3 is doing a good job just keeping them occupied. And getting those shots in where they are needed most. I'm going to take you in closer now. As it's no longer just the E3s to have action here. Kennyotsu has been taken out. Timon has been taken out as well. Delirium left on his own. He's basically gone in trouble now. He gets taken out as well. The E3s are moving in unison. Oh, beautiful. That unison. Iskral not looking too healthy. We now have Pan Sultan being pushed towards the E3. Look at this. He gets taken out. Beautiful gameplay here. Iskral. Actually, they've already won on points. I'm so... I was following too much what was happening. So much action going on and suddenly like points. I'm like, okay. Beautiful game again. Those E3s worked like a charm. I'm not sure it would work every single time, especially now that it's like been shown. But the idea of them worked, and they worked together beautifully. And the fact that they just like they kept base A from being kept, because that was basically Imor's trump card. They tried to get that base, because that would have made all the difference. But those E3s just didn't let that happen. Slow building game though. And now we are moving on to Vineyards, and Teal is up for potential match point. If they win this round, then they are through to the grand finals and Imor is out. If Imor wins the next 3 games, then they are through and Teal will be out. So we see Teal now taking an T100 LT, 2 60 TPs, potentially 2 IS7s and 2 AMX 50Bs. Yeah, they're just changing it, lineup stays the same. And on the other side we see 2 IS7s, 2 Yos, an LT and 2 60 TPs. The only pro I think of seeing so much of the same tank is that it's really about the player and what they do in them. And about team coordination and everything. So yeah, like I said, potential match point here for Teal. And let's see how that's going to go in 6 seconds. Let's see. Here we go. Used to be one of my favorite map vignettes, but the fact that they actually changed the lighting to daylight rather than the dusk that it was actually made it one of my least favorite maps. No, not actually least, not least. One of my lesser favorite maps. Still like it, just not that much. Molendijk, however, oh, beautiful. I can fangirl about that map all day. So let's have a look. We see Timon heading towards base B, which makes sense. That's where you want your light to go to quickly cap. That being said though, Imor is not going for that. They're going for the spotty spot to see who's going into town, and that's a good spot to do. Safe spot to do as well. He's not going to take any damage for that, but they know exactly who's in town now. And all of Imor is stacked there. And they are pushing through. Base B has been capped. Base A is being capped. And Imor is pushing. Going for the hyper aggression that caught Endgame off guard at some point as well. Itachi now taking damage. Itachi has to be careful. There's a rock there. You can't back through a rock. He does get lucky though, not taking any damage for that. Now putting back, going to use that rock. Base T is being capped. There's crossfire shots happening from there probably. But base B is like not unprotected. And now Teal has the upper hand here, base wise. But they have to be careful. Base B is being taken. Kakolo now being Kakalo, sorry. Being spotted, but the base is not being reset, and that is very dangerous. And it doesn't get reset. Imor. Oof. Big giant hit into one of the AMXs there. Imor will now have the upper hand in points very quickly. The AMXs are getting focused on a lot, which makes sense because they're juicy. Simone having arrived at the back there. But not sure what he can do. Imor protecting that base. Both of them. Balwan has been spotted. Simone is circling around. Shots being fired, no damage being done right now. But we're nearing 700 points. Teal will have to make a move, not that move. This is going to be very tricky because their AMXs are not as healthy as they would like. They are now pushing in, but Itachi, not sure what he was doing here, but he lost a whole lot of health for that. And he gets taken out. And then we are at nearly 900 points. Yannitastic not looking too healthy either. The AMXs are moving in, but they're only moving in now. They're not going to arrive on time. Yannitastic will get taken out. 975 points. This is going to be Imor's game. Mainly because this is the weakness that we saw in Teal yesterday as well. They're at 1k points. There we go. They leave it too late before they react. Not taking into account that they are going to lose tanks as they push. And basically that uses up whatever point space they've got basically. So 3-2 right now. anything can still happen. We're getting ready for the second match on Vineyards. Like, if Teal has the advantage early on, then it works beautifully for them. But it's like right now, when the advantage gets taken away, it seems that they're a bit lost. Teal now taking an LT, 2 60 TPs, the Concept 1B, an IS-7, another 60 TP, and 1 AMX 50B. And they're going to go up against 3 IS-7s, 2 Yos, 1 60 TP, and an LT. Honestly, I've really enjoyed watching Teal play, but you see, like, the what we just saw, that's something that we saw yesterday a lot of times as well. Once they have that disadvantage, once it's not going as intended, and they're at a disadvantage in general, they just seem to get, like, lost somehow, and then they push too late, they respond too late to what is happening. "12 seconds left to go." And here we go into the 6th match of this best of 7. If Imor wins this, we're going to go for a tiebreaker. If Teal wins this, they're through. Let's see. And here we go. Teal going for A and C again. Imor is sticking closer together. I wonder if they're going to do something similar and taking that. Taking base A from Teal again. Oh, he drove out of it. That's not good. And they're leaving it. Base B is now being kept. They could still quite safely cap base A, but they don't know that. Base B has been kept now though. And that gives Imor an advantage. Most of Imor's forces are stacked there though. Now I would definitely advise against capping that base. I think they're going to go for base C instead. Kyo looking to see that no one is there, so that Timon can cap in safety. But they're already like 2 tanks behind points wise by the time that this base has been capped. Imor playing more patiently, less aggressively. And that seems to be working out quite well for them. Strax gets spotted there. So has Pegula. Iskral got spotted as well. Oof. Yannitastic taking quite a bit of a hit there. Has to be careful where he's positioned. And we have Timon again moving in. I wonder if he's going to try and take the base. Or just not risk it right now. I think he's not going to risk it. There he goes again. And it's a bit of a standoff here. Not much happening right now. Both teams have the guns aimed at each other. And we have Shrax on the other side. With their LT there for them. And now we have Teal moving in. Somehow those shots not connecting. They're going to go after the Yo. If they get their shots in. Simone moving on. They're basically just forcing him from his position. Yannitastic getting pushed on the other side is a response. Base A now being kept. Oof, there goes Shrax with a little bit of help from a fire. And now we have Iskral moving towards that base. Yannitastic has been taken out. Iskral needs to not be there. He needs to make that move. He does not pan that shot. Iskral getting shot there. Base A now being kept. They can't hold base A. But they can try and take base B. Itachi now not really moving in. Iskral having hidden a little bit. They've taken out 2 tanks, only lost one of their own. And they need to get that base, or they need to move in. Not like that though. Kyo losing a whole lot of HP. Pushing in very aggressively, but all on his own. Surviving a split second longer. No idea how. He does get the hit in, but he loses his life very quickly. And it seems like he lost it needlessly. That is a beautiful kill though. Murder by crushing. Iskral gets taken out. We're at 940 points. They need to get those kills in very fast if they want to win this. And I don't think they're going to reload in time. 980 points. Timon going into base B is not going to be enough. That kill, we are going to a tiebreaker. Imor takes this. And again, it's sort of like the indecision from Teal here. That is basically why it's not working. Teal just basically, again, when they're at a disadvantage, it's not working. Had they pushed all together, then it might have worked. But in this case, Kyo basically died needlessly. He should have waited for the rest to push with him. It was, I think this is an example of not clear communication on voice, that is, and things going wrong that way. And now we're at a tiebreaker. We're going to go Normandy for the tiebreaker. And now we see that Teal is ready with a T100 LT, a Yo, 1 Constant 1B, 2 60 TPs and 2 IS7s. No, this is the stream with EG, Nicholas. And on Imor's side, we see potentially 4 IS7s, 2 Yos, and 1 60 TP. That is if Upo readies up in this. And then we will see who's going to go through and who's out, because there you go, it's a 60 TP instead of an IS7, but still. Going to be very interesting to see how this will go. Teal taking a bit of a more general lineup, whereas Imor might just go for hyper aggression here. Let's see. Here we go. Into the last game of this matchup. Regardless of who wins, it's the last game of this matchup. They're both up for match point now. Let's see. Here we go. Teal focusing on the B and D side, where we have pretty aggressive movement towards A and B from Imor here. Bigula spotting up quite a few people here in his IS7. Base A is being kept. Base B is being sort of left. And, ooh, this might be dangerous. Yeah, Timon gets shot there. There's more people there though, so he has to be careful. Iskral gets shot by Consultant there, so they know that there's campers over there. Base B now also being kept. Not sure if they're going to be able to decap that. And that would give Imor a definite advantage. What started out so strongly for Teal is not working out as intended. And Imor is getting back on their feet beautifully here. Also letting go a bit of that aggression. And now they have 2 bases. They don't need to take any chances. They just need to protect their bases. Simone is flanking towards the beach, as you can see on the minimap. Actually now behind the bunker in a camping position. But Teal is sort of like again at a loss as what to do. Where they need to go, where they need to push. They are pulling back, but again they're getting in each other's way here. Base C now also being kept. And the call comes out from Teal to attack here. And Imor senses that. I mean, they know where they are. They know where they're driving. Base A is being kept. Base B is being kept. Yanni-tastic, standing still a little bit too long there, gets absolutely massacred and gets murdered. And was spending so much time looking around, not being able to shoot. Iskral is going to be the next in line to get murdered here. So far, Imor's only lost 1 of their tanks. Itachi, now the next in line. They're pretty much just driving into the line of fire from Imor. And Imor is literally all around them. It's a Turkish shoot this. Imor is going to go through. Imor climb back up here. And we're going to get Imor versus EG again. In the grand finals of this double elimination. Kyo now being focused on. Gets taken out. Timon does manage to take out Ball 1. But just him and Delirium are not going to win against this many guns. With this big a point advantage. He wants to go after Shrek. It's not going to matter. He's probably not even... Yeah, he does get the shot in, but that's about where it ends. And Timon is pretty much the last one alive there. He might survive a few seconds longer. But not by much. He does get shot there. And there he goes. And Imor has it. Very well played by Imor. Actually, like, they seem to be sticking to the same thing over and over and over again until Teal won a few games. And then they just let go of the hyper aggression and it worked out really well for them. Beautiful games. And tiebreakers. I'm never unhappy with that. So let's see. When is the next game for us? In 25 minutes. So that means that I will start the giveaway in about 10-ish minutes, I think. Overall, let's actually have a look at how the others are doing. Because this means commiserations to Teal for getting knocked out, but beautiful games all around. Reiti has been knocked out, so he gets 7 Urks and Serenity in Group 2. First is going to go against Jones. They beat ZGS. I think they... Yeah, they were knocked out there. But then first came back up. Hate got knocked out as well. So it's basically the 8 teams that are left are Loka, Sparta, Jones, First, Serenity, 7 Urks, Endgame and Imor. So we're going to have to see how that's going to go. In about 25 minutes, that is. So let's show you another replay, shall we? I've got a few left that I haven't shown you yet. And then you will see all of them again. In the night when I stream NA. Nice little game. In the Leo. By Tank Maestro 2. Let's see. Thing with the Leo that it's so easy to shoot in the face, but the accuracy is amazing. He's having a few issues there. Yes, Pyong. But I'm glad he's not camping with it, because a lot of people do that in the Leo, even though they really shouldn't. But yeah, overall just now, those games by Imor, very strong, very nicely done. I think Teal, like, they have real potential, but they're going to have to work on how to finish it off, basically. Bit hesitant gameplay here. Not necessarily bad though. Super Conqueror drop down. Basically they do kind of need to push here if they want this to work. He just has to be careful about the TDs. Oh, hello. Oof, that not penning. 5v5 here. They should have this, to be honest. There we go. No sniper mode either. That's not necessarily a good thing, though. But yeah, Teal needs to work on when to push, when to move in. Because overall, they're doing really well. The potential is definitely there. They just missed the experience, the know-how to finish it off, basically. Two versus 3. 2 versus 2. The thing is that the concept on B, like I'm talking about the last match from Teal, the concept on B got taken out, and he mainly got taken out because they didn't keep driving. This is sort of like, well, a classic mistake is not the right word, but sort of like a classic mistake that I've noticed that newer-ish teams do. They think too much in the concept of the individual players still. And that's something that is different when you get like the experienced team. They don't just hold in a push. They move into the fray. Let's see. Oof. Yeah, that's the thing. He has to be careful. This is going to be tricky. He did get spotted. Yeah, I wouldn't go for the gap here. Let's see. Because they've now got 3 bases. You do not have a lot of time. Activate your adrenaline. There you go. He's listening. I like that. There we go. Well done. That was very close, though. The thing is that versus a lot of, like, Search for Spock just said someone else probably called the winning last games for Imor. That is possible, but at the same time, when you're up against either teams that are really set into their tactics, which is what we saw like the first game versus EG, and you are up against teams like this, teams like Teal, hyper-aggression can work out really, really well. But in this case, both EG and Teal were like totally prepared for it the second game. If we see this Imor versus EG though, it's gonna be highly interesting next matchup. And let's start that giveaway, shall we? I'm going to have you guess the damage EG does this time. Just because I can. Guess the damage EG does the third game versus Imor. Yeah. Start guessing now. Ah, hello, ball one. Not sure if you are the ball one in the team. But yeah. Let's see. We've got time for a few more replays. Don't have that many replays left, but hey, we'll go. We'll have a look. Yeah, it is the ball one. Very well played. I love the change in, well, yeah, tactics, I could say. In playstyle that you guys managed to do with those games. That was beautiful. Nice little bounce there. I like it when your teammate just basically blocks you. Congratulations, Calio. Which tier 10 did you... Well, actually, you will hear this in 5 minutes, so I'm gonna guess you already told us. But which tier 10 did you buy? Not sure what that type is doing, to be honest. A little bit peculiar thing. Let's see. There we go. Ah, hello Delirium. You guys played beautifully. It's been a joy to watch you guys. But it's basically that finishing bit. I really hope you work on that, because I really hope to see more of you guys. Is he shooting HE? I think he is. Oh dear. Oh dear, he really is. Poor lad. So yeah, 5 minutes delay makes it hard to respond to what people are saying. So I do hope these guys see what I am saying. Oof, nice little bounce there. He did take that hit though. So far he's had a nice little cheeky game here. The 1-2-1 just fired. There we go. Nice little bounce. Yes, VK says too late. Never mind that he's been carrying the team gloriously so far. Oof. He should be able to do this though. Let's see. Ring around the roses. You should be able to have this. There's a rock there. Premo, Premo. There you go. Well done. Very nice game this. But yeah, I hope Teal sees this and what I said about them. But we'll see. So now we just basically wait for, well, we still have like 12 minutes and I can show you another one. I think this might be the only one I haven't shown you yet. Not even 100% certain. Well, we'll see. No, I don't think I've shown you this yet. Especially for a first team, or first season with that team. That was glorious though. Like the thing is, a lot of people, I mean, I call out the mistakes. That doesn't mean that I think that I can do better. I know I can't. I analyze. That's basically what I do. I analyze what I see. I just talk about what needs to happen or what should have happened. But overall, the pressure on these guys is just immense. And people need to realize that. Because technically, this is like, what is it? Top 8, top 16? No. Yeah, top 16. Which is still like very high pressure. And they can do very amazing things. Like the players here are very amazing. So you have to keep that in mind. Also, Power Thunder just made a guess of just the number. But unless you post your in-game name, your server and the damage number in the same message, it's not going to count. Oh, you got absolutely wrecked there. You should be able to get that bad chat though. There you go. Wow, I just got asked if I'm a teenager boy or girl. GG. There you go. Don't forget to delete the other message though. Actually, technically it's not counting, so it's fine. So far, RNG is not really working for him. Quite a few bounces. But yeah, I'm neither a teenager, nor am I a boy or a girl. I'm a 36-year-old woman. VK going quite aggressively there. So far, he's not having the best of luck with the games. Gee. Is he trying to say game? There we go. They really want a T49. There you go. T49 still alive somehow. If barely. And he survives to fight another day. T34-2 really wants him now. Misses by a mile somehow. Let's see. There we go. Only 3 tanks left. Team is doing pretty nicely together. Let's see if he's going to get some more damage. Well, he will have been, because I know, like, the end badge of this game. Cheeky little shot there. And that's the end of the T49, who survived way longer than I thought he would. Which is turning the VK is going wild here. There we go. You could just like jump on him or ram him. There we go. Wow. That chat though. Surprised that this is an ace, to be honest. Because it seemed a bit eh. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Let's see. How many supremacy points did he get? $444. That would have basically added to it. So now, in like a minute or so, we're going to get the next room invite. So I'm just going to wait for that. Let's see. Not much else to talk about, to be honest. I can tell I'm getting tired. And then I have an A to do in the middle of the night, so there's that. GG. Going to be fun though. Like, I mean, I will be babbling a lot, but at the same time, I really love streaming tournaments. And it's just so much fun to do. Four minutes, 45 seconds. Plenty of time. And we see basically the same matchup that we started with tonight. And I wonder if this is going to be different. Because technically speaking, like if we see the more patient Imor that we saw versus Teal, anything can happen. I hope the games are close. Because like that's what I tend to hope for when it comes to these kind of matchups. Tournament wise, I can get for the players that it's more fun to do a walkover. But as a streamer, I really like it when it's close or when you get tiebreakers and everything. Because then usually the games are intense and it just makes it really fun to watch. So we still have plenty of time. Both teams are not complete just yet. But they will be. After all, this will decide who is going to go through. This matchup will decide who's going to go through to the top 4. And that is, I believe, where the money is at. Is there any money prizes for this? Let's see. I think there is. Goes to show that I've not really been paying much attention. Yeah, there is. But only to the top 3. But yeah, prizes are nice. They're not epic. It's not autumn season, not twister season. Oh god, I really hope that we have another offline again this year. That would be fantastic. Hey Robert! Also, you just see in the chat, well you see it 5 minutes ago when you hear this, but still, there's Top Blitz on Espanol, which is a channel that also streams tournaments, and the guy that leads it is Robert, and he is fantastic. So if you haven't subbed to him, do so. I won't force you to watch all the Spanish stuff, but he is a fantastic dude, and he definitely deserves it. So yeah, 2 minutes left to go. Imor is missing a player right now, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be complete when it starts. And I've missed almost all of my movie tonight. But to be fair, with the matches that we've been having, it's been beautiful. And I can watch Godzilla whenever I want. So I'm just going to repeat. Just to repeat. Oh god, seriously? I got one character over the limit. Oh well. I honestly do not look at stats. I look at my enjoying the game. Like, yes, stats are a part and I have more fun when I win than when I lose. But if you focus too much on the numbers, you lose the fun in the game, I find. So I just have fun with it. I play whatever I'm in the mood for. So yeah, we have EG now ready with 2 IS-7s, 4 60TBs in the LT versus 3 IS-7s, 1 60TB, 2 mice and a yo for Winter Malinovka. "27 seconds left to go before we go into the first match of the grand finals of this specific group. And then tomorrow we have the next stage. Ah, Balwan entered 2. Aw. I also know what that guess means though. Don't forget your server, Balwan. I'm not sure if you're going to hear this. And here we go. Come on. There we go. Into the match we go. Now I am going to count his guess Even though he forgot the serve, but he did include his in-game name. We've been watching him play, so we know who he is. So we have EG focusing on the A-ish side. But we have Imor doing the same thing. Last spotting people up. Last waiting to see if anyone else is there. First shots are being fired. Base A is being left. Carolade is in potential trouble here. But Balwan and Pigula are basically dug in there. Can't really do much. Last is moving around at the back. Spawning up Keniotsu. The mice are moving in the middle. Slowly but surely. Keniotsu gets shot there. Now we have a bit of a standoff going on right now already. Keniotsu gets shot again. And just remember that every time the LT shoots the tank, they remain spotted. Oof. Okrutnik getting hit a lot there. Every time the LT shoots someone, they remain spotted for 20 seconds. That is very important. Okrutnik again losing a whole lot of health there. The mouse not really working out as intended. Ban Sultan now getting shot. Endgame deciding to be a little bit aggressive here. Blue Steel taking it into Ban Sultan. Taking it back though. But there goes Upo. He's the first one taken out here. Ban Sultan is being heavily focused. As is Shrex. Balwan has been taken out. Shrek's barely surviving, but he's still there. He is going to reload. He might get a shot in. He does get one in, but not the other. Ban Sultan, next in line. Bounce is a nice shot by a good wiggle there, but not the one in the rear. And now we just have Pigula, who gets taken out almost instantly, and there goes Kakalo. I'm sorry for butchering the names, by the way. Brutal first game. The mice didn't get to do what they wanted to do there. Keniotsu didn't even get a shot. Well, he didn't do any damage. But that's something like, it's a team game and he just got caught in a bad position. And yet last that kept shooting him and keeping him spotted. At some point you can't do more than that. So let's see, 1 minute 10 seconds left to go before we go into the second game of this best of 7. Imor now ready with 3 IS-7s, a 60 TP, an LT, a mouse and a yo. Versus 2 60 TPs, an LT, and 4 60 TPs. 2 IS-7s, I mean, an LT and 4 60 TPs, there we go. My brain will eventually catch up to what I'm trying to say. So let's see, 35 seconds left to go. I'm way ahead, like, talking about the lineups and everything. When I get more tired, I start to chatter a little bit more. And some of the 60 TPs have been changed. No, they're sticking 3 IS-7s, 3 60 TPs and an LT now. With 12 seconds left on the clock. And let's see. Here we go. The downside of streaming this long is that my body is really starting to protest my doing so. And let's see, here we go. Last again in the LT. Going for the spotty spot. But now Kariotsu is in the LT as well. Pigula is with him. Pigula got spotted. Kariotsu not so much. But basically they already know where people are going now. So Lost decides to not be there. Winch moves in though. We see the first lines of fire happening. Carolade taking a similar position that he did last game. Base A is being capped. And will get capped. No, he's actually reset it. Pigula taking hit there though. Winch shooting but doing no damage. Taking a bit of hit there himself. Ooh. Hate the camera derp as well. We have Uppo and Balwan pushing in the corner. But that's a lot of tanks versus a lot of tanks. 3 versus 3. Winch taking a big hit into him. Winch is going to be the preferred target. That much is obvious here now. And we have Uppo, that's the preferred target on the other side. He's going to get taken out. It is now 4 versus 3 here. Which means that in the city it's not going too well because there's a gun advantage for Imor there. Winch is still alive. And now we have... Oof, Pigula. That shot not penning makes all the difference. Winch gets taken out. Myrtle has been taken out. Orca has been taken out. Pigula, I can only show you one side of the battle. That's the... Carolade is now being pushed upon. We have Balwan. It is 5 versus 4, but 3 tanks of EG are together. And Carolade is all on his own. And that is important. There goes Carolade. There goes Balwan as well. 4 versus 3. And they're fairly healthy tanks. Toby being careful. Peeking here. Going for the cap. No, he's actually pushing. Just to spot. But they do need to be careful with that HP that they've got. Base A is being capped. 13 H damage done. And Imor could easily grab the advantage here if they were to cap the bases. Toby taking a bit of a hit there. He's not fired though. They need to be careful. So far Kakalo avoiding getting shot. The mouse Pan Sultan does get hit though. Shrax is moving in. They're bleeding a bit too much here. And they're focusing the mouse. Blue Steel is about to get hit. Toby gets taken out. It is 2 versus 4. And this is going to be Imor's game. Some missed hits making all the difference here. There goes Lost. Blue Steel is going to get taken out here. And the game is for Imor. Fantastic game. Very well played. But it is like... There were mistakes made here by Endgame. Not so much like... I mean just general missed shots and stuff. It can happen. It's RNG. But it made all the difference here. And then versus a game like Imor, they didn't let them get away with it. So now we are moving on to Dynasty Sprawl. So that's the end of the guessing stuff. Going to quickly copy the chat bit in between my start guessing and stop guessing. Because then I have that ready to look at who's won later on. 1 minute left to go. We see Imor ready with 3 IS7s, 2 60 TPs and 2 mice. And on the other side we see 1 IS7, 4 60 TPs and 2 mice. That's very similar lineups. 2 60 TPs and 2 IS7s difference. "35 seconds left to go. And like I said, the pressure is on now. Like, not point-wise yet, but I mean, like, whoever loses this matchup is out of the tournaments. "9 seconds left. And then we go in. This is Pearl, the panda map. It looks like a drawn panda made of buildings and stuff. But yeah, you can see a panda in it if you tilt your head a little bit. And let's see. They must know that they're sort of like thinking similar stuff here. It will be a lot about the focus fire and who gets to bleed the other one first. So here we go. We have Imor focusing on the, well, a bit of both. Endgame doing the same thing, but we're going more towards the C base. All of them actually. We have Pigula holding at the back there in their spawn. Carolade going straight into the cap. And that's going to give them a little bit of an... Ooh, that line of fire. They expect him to be there. He's actually pushed to the other side of the circle, which is a very good move. And now we have Orca, who's about to not necessarily meet Pansultan, but Pansultan is going to be side-scraping there. He does get spotted. Orca still behind the bush, so still hidden. They're not pushing up to the stairs yet, and basically what I'm looking at is... Can he also there? Near the steps, but not going up, because I'm pretty sure that Orca would shoot him if he could. Both teams have a base now. Last AFK taking a blind shot there. But now he's going to get spotted. And he's pulling back as he does get spotted. Pigula got spotted as he crossed over. Orca still hidden. Taking that shot but not doing any damage with it. And now he's spotted and moving back. First blood has been bled. Toby taking some HP from Pigula there. And basically everyone is just contently holding. They don't really need to take any chances here. Last AFK has dropped a little bit. Blue still is in a holding position. They're all in holding positions, not gonna lie. Which is like... It's great, but at the same time... It means that this is a very stagnant game, this. Shots being fired and winch. Carolade is taking damage in the meantime. But there's not much happening right now. Endgame has the point advantage. Winch gets blitzed a little. But yeah, a very stalemate game, which is like, it's fine, but at the same time it's not very interesting to watch. But the move will be from Imor. Imor has to make a move here. So there is that. And Orca contently waiting again. You have the 60 TPs waiting over there. Pigula behind the building over there. Basically all I can do is just like slowly float around Because not much is happening right now. We're at 725 points. I expect something to happen around 800 because that's usually when people push one way or the other. And I kind of expect the push to come from here. That they're going to go into base B or something. Because that would make sense. And there we go, 800 mark. Upo moving in together with Pansultan. Not quite yet though. Bleeding a little bit as they go. Upo taking hits. But now Imor is making that move. They're going for base B. This is what I had expected. Oof, that didn't go as planned, that shot from last. And now they're leaving the mice. Toby gets taken out. Kakalo will get taken out. Winch has been taken out. 930 points. Base B has been capped. That makes all the difference here. And they're not going to be able to get that base. They will need to get the kills. Orca is reverse side scraping, but in a very difficult position here. Cargarate gets taken out, and that's the end. Imor has this game as well. Very slow and steady and patient gameplay, but this means that Imor has won a second point here. Very clever gameplay. Very well played. And basically that is the score for the giveaway as well. So I'll be looking at that later. But I screenshotted it as I usually do. And it's got to be something of a shock for them, to be honest. For endgame, like they've always just been so steady in their victories. But Imor is definitely keeping them on their toes and not making it easy for them. So far, they're actually behind. And despite winning, the score that they've done is really, really low. One minute left to go before we go into the fourth match of this best of 7. No real pressure just yet. Anything can still happen. Overall though, this has been like... I don't like the slowness of the games, but I like when it's like unexpected. And for the second match on Dynasties Pro, we see an IS-4 being taken out by EG, but for the rest it's still 60 TPs and 2 mice versus 2 mice, 4 IS-7s and 1 60 TP on the other side. Let's see. Endgame really needs to regroup and get back on their feet here. Endgame focusing again on the seaside, but now we have Imor doing the same thing. I'm going to go around this angle to hopefully show you most of what's going to happen if the action takes place around base C. Thing is, you can hover quite high on Dynasties Pro, so you miss like a lot of details of the tanks like that. But at the same time, I'm all about the bird's eye view because I want to show you what is happening. Shrek's taking the first hit there, and Imor is pushing aggressively here. So far, not the shots of EG are not really getting in, but Imor is moving in aggressively. This is like the hyper aggression that they showed before. Both teams are bleeding. We have mouse versus mouse. Camera going derp. I don't want camera derps here. Imor is surrounding. Last AFK gets taken out. He's the first gun gone. Orca not looking too healthy either. Myrtle wanting to go after Keniotsu. Uppo has been taken out. Orca is not going to be long for this world either. He gets taken out next. But now the rest of endgame is arriving. Pan Sultan has been taken out. Moaning Myrtle not going to be long for this world either. He gets taken out next. 3 guns taken out on one side, 2 on the other. Winch has been taken out. 3 versus 4. Very low HP targets here and there. But overall Toby is now being focused and he's not got much HP left now. Blue Steel trying to help. 2 versus 4. And they're keeping their low HP targets safely hidden. Carolate gets stuck between corpses. Not much he can do about that. Mouse is now a one-shot, but they're shooting different targets and that's dangerous as well. Blue Steel moving in. They need those kill shots. They need to keep their team alive. Carolate is not going to hold much longer. Bigula gets taken out. Balwan gets hit, but there goes Carolade. And now we have a mouse basically chasing Keniotsu. And it's 1 versus 3. Kolobanov time, but versus a team like this, that's going to be very, very difficult. Blue Steel deciding to go the other way. Which might work in his favor, might work against him, especially when he pulls back into the gun of the 60 TP. Kakalo by far the most healthy. But basically Imor has played this very cleverly. Those first shots not going in, making all the difference here. And basically this is Imor's game. Which means that Imor is up for match point next. And that makes a whole lot of difference. There goes Blue Steel. And Imor grabs another point in this matchup. Basically, in this case, I think it's another one where the focus fire on Imor was better because they had the tanks together. Wow, though. Amazing. So basically, like I said, potential match point for Imor. If they win the next game, then endgame is out. We are going to Openstadt next. And Imor must be feeling really good right now. EG now taking 3 IS-7s, an LT, 1 mouse and 2 60 TPs versus a Concept 1B, 2 IS-7s, an LT, a 60 TP, a Yo and a mouse. Oh, hey Kuga. Kuga, clan leader of Imor. With the O rather than the 0, but still, this is all part of that as well. She must be feeling very proud watching this. 33 seconds left to go. Dun 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 dun. Can you imagine, like, the pressure now though for EG? They have to win 3 games in a row in order to go through. And Imor just needs to win 1 more, and then they are through. And endgame would be out. 9 seconds left. Again, potential match point for Imor, and that makes for a lot of pressure. And to be honest, it's really nice to see this other Imor. Like, not so much the hyper aggression last game definitely worked, but I mean like the more patiently playing And I think that's something that Endgame hasn't quite readied up for, so to speak. Last time towards base A, where he might meet multiple people. He's not actually going to the base, though. He's there to spot and see who crosses over. He does spot Pigula. So that kind of just tells them where he is. Oof! Balwan losing a whole lot of HP there. He is on his own. Most of Imor's forces are in their spawn, though. That's interesting on its own. We see lines of fire happening now. The heavies have been spotted. And Carolade and Winch are pulling back a little bit. At the same time, we have Pigula going for base A. Orca arriving through the city, meeting Shrax. Imor is getting bled here, though. Blue Steel in the middle of the city. Orca. Basically, they're all in a little bit terrible positions. Pugila gets some crossfire shots in. Orca not looking all too healthy right now. Bouncing off the mouse there. Balwan has to be careful. He is basically... Oof, I think there was a little bit of fire happening as well. Imor being pushed on now by Toby. Making sure to get that kill shot. That was an Amorak on Myrtle. That was an Amorak on Orca. Are you kidding me? That RNG though. Kakalo gets taken out. It is 5 versus 4. Anything can still happen, but those two Amoraks though, they make a lot of difference. Last arriving now. Upo is the preferred target. Winch gets taken out. 4 versus 4. 4 versus 3. Last is being chased. Shrax is the next preferred target. They are blocking each other's shots a little bit there. 3 versus 3. Last has to be careful. He actually gets blocked. He's going to get clipped here. And he has to run very fast if he wants to survive this. But it's not going to happen. He does get another shot in. But now he's 3 versus 3. Blue Steel taking out the concept. And we have Carolade now being focused on. Now potentially a one-shot for pretty much all of them. Which means that Blue Steel and Toby have to move in. There you go. And now it's 3 versus 1. Even if Carolade survives, they should have this. Unless they get like more Amoraks. But can you believe that? 2 Amoraks in a row that fast after each other. Wow. Despite that though, Endgame survives to fight another match here. Two, 3. We're getting ready for the second match on Alpenstadt. Again, still potential match point for Imor. Wow. We have Imor now taking 1 IS-7, 3 60TPs, an LT, a Yo, and potentially a Mouse. And on the other side, Orca and Myrtle are still taking the 60TP. Last in the T100 LT. And 4 IS-7s. They're leaving the Mouse behind. No, we have one more 60TP there. Now, Imor is not changing the callers, but they're changing the playstyle. And that is very clever. Whew, this is intense, guys. 35 seconds left to go. And now the lineup seems to be finalized with 2 IS7s, 2 60Ps, an LT, a Yo and a Mouse for Imor versus 3 IS7s, 3 60Ps and 1 LT for Endgame. Wow. 10 seconds left to go. And then we will see what's going to happen. Dear God, this has me like, oh my God, you know? They need to bring, Endgame needs to bring their A game here. That's a horrible pun that I just made, but still. And let's see. Imor focusing primarily on the base B and C side. Kaniotsu heading... Basically we see a sort of mirror tactic going. Endgame more holding though. Actually focusing more on the A side here. Toby did get spotted for that. Base C is being kept. Endgame. We see, oof, Myrtle taking a big hit there. Base A now being kept, but it's not going to be fast enough. Imor has the cap advantage here. If barely. Let's see. Now this is basically all about holding the city. Look at this. This is something interesting. You see base B is over here. And you have Upo on one side. And then you have Balwan on the other side. Whoever caps base B, they can crossfire them because there's no safe spot to cap base B like that. Not that they're going to, mind you. But yeah. We see some lines of fire happening, not much damage being done after that first shot into Myrtle. And Imor is basically in a position where they can support one another. Orca being careful there. Imor immediately stacking their tanks here. He knows that he's not going to be alone. They're not idiots. A little bit of fire happening there. Carolade moving into a different position to support. And I think they might just be pushing Pigula here. Carolade gets spotted though. Winch now also moving in. Sobi is there. We have Blue Steel in near base B. And now Imor is responding. Endgame needs to be ready. Endgame needs to be ready. Imor is pushing. Upo losing quite a bit of health there. Blue Steel is being rushed. Endgame needs to respond. And they are. The 2 IS7s are pretty much caught alone there. Oof, Balwan. Taking lots of hits there. Gets taken out. Winch is the sacrificial lamb here. Winch gets taken out. Blue Steel taking damage. Upo taking more damage there. Shrek's almost gone. Blue Steel was on fire, I believe. He gets taken out. Shrek's not looking too healthy. Toby next in line. Endgame. Now the guns are even. Not anymore. Myrtle has been taken out. They need to take out those guns last, losing too much HP there. Upo gets taken out. And now we have Kakalo that will be taken out. Toby is next in line though. 4 versus 3. Will Toby be able to get another shot in? That is very important. He does get taken out. Carolade arriving together with Orca. Last and Kaniotsu are chasing one another. 3 versus 2. That shot not penning is very important as well. 830 points. The LTs are chasing one another, but Last is not going to outlive this. Oof, big hit there though. But dangerous to focus on 2 tanks. And this is Orca using the corpse. Basically, oof, now he has to be careful. This is very clever crossfire. Take out Pigula, take out Pigula, no! Oof, this is so close. 950 points. All the difference. Oh my god, this bounce. Endgame is out. Possibly. Very possibly. No! Endgame is out! Endgame is out! What the f... Pardon my French. That split second though. Holy crap. These games. Wow. Impeccably played by Imor, don't get me wrong. Incredibly played by Imor. But wow. Endgame getting knocked out. And yeah, they really should have taken out the IS-7 first. They should not have tried to shoot the LT. Incredibly well played by Imor. But basically, Endgame made the mistakes here. Like, again, Imor played beautifully, but I see where Endgame went wrong with several of these matches. I'm shocked. I'm legit shocked. Wow. That means that Imor is through to the top 4 stages. Is this still going? Yes, it is. How is this going? Is this still going? Ah, Jones is out! What on earth is happening here? Again, by the way, when I say these kind of things, it doesn't mean that I'm like, the other teams that are through are not good. It's not like that. It's like, these are names that are known, names that we know are experienced teams and players, and they're fantastic. So seeing them get knocked out like that is shocking. This Lauka is through. That's like the team that I expect to go through. But we have Serenity and 7 Urks. But there's a lot of upset this season. Honestly. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Legit shocked. Very happy for Imor though. Massive congratulations to you guys. You were epic. And massive commiserations to Endgame here. Wow. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at the last giveaway stuff. And I'm going to show you a replay while I'll do so. And you're going to see another replay that you've seen before, but hey, I'm out of new replays. So that is basically, yeah, it is what it is. Wow though. Legit shocked here. But that's like, we get like mostly a new top 4 there. The only one that is like a familiar, well, not familiar, because we have seen it, but like top 4 is Loka. Wow. Okay, so the damage that Imor, no, I said EG, didn't I? Let's see, what did I say? Guess the damage EG does. I'm actually looking at the wrong number. But wow! I will keep saying that a few times, to be honest. But yeah. I'm shocked. Legit shocked. But then I think I'm allowed to be. Because it was so close though. And it was just like a bad call from endgame. Like with the focus on which target to take out first. And I'm surprised they made that call. So actually the damage that endgame did that game is 9,853. Like it was a cap game, so that makes sense. But still. So I'm going to scroll up. Wow, my FPS is really low. And then I'm going to have a look at all the guesses. I'm gonna be surprised, by the way, if Balwan wins. But wow, though, that game. These games in total. Fantastic, though. Like, I'm happily surprised as streamer. You don't see this sort of upset very often, especially not with a 3-time server champion. So that's honestly amazing. I'm just copying the guesses now, by the way. And like I said, I am counting Balwan, but I don't think he's... No, he's not going to win. I love the reactions. What the hell and all of that. This is exactly how I'm feeling right now, you know? Again, though, fantastic games. Don't get me wrong. That's like, it's amazing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's see. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Counting for beginners again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Woohoo! I'm legit like surprised and flabbergasted. That's the nice word I want to use for this. Fantastic again though. Like the gameplay has been so on point. I'm just really surprised. Just going over the score thing quickly. I'll start another replay for you in a second, don't worry. Okay, I've got all the guesses, so then I can start a replay while I look at the last bit. But like Jones has been knocked out as well. It's been weird. It's been really, really weird. And don't get me wrong, like I said, like the teams that we've seen tonight have been amazing. And Imor deservedly won. I'm just shocked. That's all. Okay, let me look at who is going to win a battle pass here. Because no one guessed this low. So I think it's just going to be the 5 lowest guesses that's going to win this. Based on damage guesses, most people expected endgame to win. Which, to be fair, is a fair guess. Because it's endgame. I always say that. Like, it's endgame. But endgame is sort of like a term on its own. I can't fault them for guessing that. There's like only a few guesses where it's like, okay, they expected endgame to lose. Like I get Balwan guessing it because he has to have faith in his team and all. But yeah, that makes this very easy. Very easy, let's look at who's won. Because basically the 5 lowest guesses. Which in this case is Beazle0815. But I think you've already won the first one, didn't you? Yeah, you did. So I'm have to skip you. And now it gets tricky, because I have a tie then. But yeah, we have Search for Spock, who's winning. Ekran Hates Polanki, who's winning. Neep98, who's winning. And Bodyan, who is winning as well. But then we have Uncrackable Code and Ball1, who basically had a tie. Let's see, who made the guess first? Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to ask if I can give away an extra pass. But basically just checking to make sure. There we go. Uncrackable Code guessed it first. So if Wargaming agrees, then I'm gonna give away 6 for this one. If they don't, then Uncrackable Codes is going to win it. And that's only because Beazle already won the first one, so he's not going to win again. So yeah, that basically means that, like I said, the winners are Search for Spock, Ekran Hates Polaki, Neep98, Bodyan, and Uncrackable Code, and maybe Ball1 Okrutnik as well. But like I said, that will depend on Wargaming. Uncrackable Code guessed first. So I'm saving all this kind of data in my Word doc. But yeah, that's it for me for now. I'm actually going to have a look at who's through for the last one. Let's see. We were missing Serenity or 7 Urks. Serenity is through. So we have Imor, Serenity first, and Loka. They are the top 4. So that is it for now, really. Let's see. Just looking at the chat right now, by the way. Lots of that's crazy stuff. And yeah, it is. They really brought it back. Also, with regards to the vlogger event, I can't tell you yet because A, that's under NDA, and B, I don't know. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Anyhow, that is it for me for now. I will be back in about 4 hours, just under 4, oh god. I will be back in under 4 hours to stream NA at 3 AM in the night. So yeah, hope to see you all then. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, massive congratulations to the teams that went through. Massive congratulations, especially to Imor. You were phenomenal. And massive commiserations to Endgame. So for me, that's it, like I said. Hope you all have a very good evening and hope to see you all in just under 4 hours for NA. Bye bye!